Okay, hello everybody. So I remember last week we uh we did all the week until here, which is pretty hard already lah, I think. So anybody needs me to repeat anything? I believe I said I don't mind. Okay. Wow. So that should mean I pretty much make y'all do um everything that there is. uh can we start chapter 7 or not? I don't know. Okay, but can you guys take some time to check, like, do you still see any questions that look very hard? mm, uh, yeah, you guys really need to let me know, because different classes will have different speed. Some can follow, some obviously still need uh more time to practice. And what about you guys? Can you first take some time to check? If I check, I don't think it's fair, because honestly, well, actually I did check. In my opinion, they all look pretty much the same. Um, Everybody received chapter 7 yet? Oh wait, I would assume everybody actually received, so only the minority maybe haven't. So anybody haven't received chapter 7, the new notes for August? Oh, okay. Someone uh really haven't received. Then how? Okay lah, then today maybe today you all just chill lah. Okay, since all the harder questions I discussed with you already, and then now I ask you got questions or not, you say no. Today today you maybe can chill. Okay. If you have graph paper at home, you should definitely try. Oh, let me check. Page number 8. Page number 8. Did I discuss question number 2 or not? Like this part. Oh, sorry. This one. Let me check. So far, this is the only question I see that actually has a trap where the y is negative. So did I teach you how to settle or what to do when your y is negative? I told you for this chapter, you make sure your y is positive, you read from y, then you are safe. You are doing it right. And then here comes a question with -1. Help me check page number 8. Have I done it yet? I mean, have I discussed with you yet? Yes. Okay. Uh, so what now? No chapter 7. Make sure you all actually requested chapter 7. Okay lah, you don't waste your time. You the elites, you should know who you are. You really try to help me find the questions that still look pretty tough. The rest of you, right, do not waste your time. You go to page number 20, 21, with or without graph paper, you can still do it, because they did provide you a graph paper. So okay, I'll take it as a practice. Okay, and we'll see later if anybody can find some questions that you think are tricky. Okay, you start with this two first. Since I double confirm with you all many times already, you all macam got like no questions can follow. I'll start right away. Okay, by the way there, I will give you 1 minute or 2 minutes. Finish reading the questions, start yeah, basically just start. How many marks here? 3 plus 4 plus 2, 9. And since I've done the harder ones with you, you don't be surprised at how easy this is. If I'm not mistaken, the scale here is wrong, but I'll put a star first lah. Okay, I'll help you check later. And I mean, it may happen in the exam also. Then when there's error, teacher will come into the class and make some correction. I'm not sure which class told me lah, but yeah, the scale we'll check later. But you should be able to finish writing the 3 inequalities. And before you can draw the line, you should first find 2 answers for each equation, right? Then only you are able to draw, then later shade. So you will know, we will know if the scale got errors or not later, once you have found the answer. Here I go. If you have no questions, X for math, Y for science. Math is at least 15. X is at least, so cannot be less already. Cannot be less anymore. So bigger equals to 15. The example I like to use is always your exam at least 40 marks pass. That means 40 marks is okay, enough to pass. Just like this one. At least 15, 15 okay, not okay. You have equal sign for it. Latecomer, not sure if you are one of the elites or not, but help me find some harder questions. If you can. Okay, still within the chapter. I think we'll do this for one last time today. Next week, probably, okay, everybody will have your chapter 7, which is graphs of motion. Physics students, can you let me know who you are? Physics students, can you maybe let me know in the chat or use some physics students? Haha, chapter 7. Still got to come up. Just one. Any more? Physics students. Huh? Brian Leong, you're not physics. You don't take physics, man. Do you take physics? Oh no, man. You're upstream. Oh, okay. Oh. Songling, man. Is I don't know which one. Pure science lah. So you take physics lah. Any more physics students here? Because chapter 7, graphs of motion. Okay, Nitra also. But Nitra, you new student. Are you able to do all this? Wow. Why you didn't? But just now when I ask, you didn't say no. You know how to do home. Oh, I'm not going to. Oh my god. Okay. Then as a science stream student, all this should be pretty basic, I guess. No more lah. Okay, physics students, when we do chapter 7, right? You see lah, if you can give tips or not to non-physics students, because chapter 7 is graphs of motion, speed, acceleration, distance, okay? You actually learned them before as well, of course, like speed equals to distance over time, average speed is total distance divided by total time, acceleration is final speed minus initial speed divided by time, all this you do revision, you do revision first before next week would be better lah, you can follow better, okay? And physics students, we see, you got any tips or not? When non-physics students are confused or cannot get a certain concept and blah blah blah. Okay, number of students who enrolls for both classes is not more than 40. So X for math, Y for science, total you do plus lah. Not more or so less law, not more than 40. Just like this. Okay. A new student, whatever you don't understand, you try to ask now. But if possible, you try to follow instructions and you gotta write down those instructions down somewhere, and yeah, maybe you may not understand fully how why we do like this and so on, because we spent a few weeks already, but try to follow the instructions and see if you can get to the final answer or not. Okay, I try. And then you see if you know anybody here, you see your friends or not, physical class also maybe, then you ask them as well. Okay, part 3. Math does not exceed. Supposedly I want to start chapter 7, but if no notes yet, then cannot. Okay, today the pros especially, you chillax a bit. I think when we are done, we will just go, because we have done the harder ones. Math does not exceed. Okay, so math was X. Does not exceed meaning cannot be more. Cannot be more. Maksudnya less. Less than what? Twice the signs. Okay, typo here, but you can easily fix it. Twice the signs. Signs was Y. So twice times 2. Okay, got equal sign. No, I got. Again, example would be if does not exceed 40. That means 40 is okay, because 40 does not exceed 40. 41 exceeded 40. Get the concept? So it's the equal sign, you need to do some thinking just a little bit. Okay. Here comes the rule, new student. Okay. When we read all this, we need to follow 2 rules, and then the rest is common sense. Okay. Rule number 1, make sure Y is positive. Rule number 2, read from the side of Y. So when you read it, if you want to read it properly, we need to make sure we read 2y, positive, as long as it's positive, it doesn't matter positive how much. So positive 2y larger or equals to x. This is the correct way. Okay. Some careless students would do something like this. Oh, x smaller or equals to 2y. They will read it differently, wrongly. Then they might shape wrongly as well. Okay. So if you are one of those careless students, I suggest you maybe swap the places. Okay, so those are the 2 rules you need to follow, but maybe you don't know why yet. Just imagine, think of those rules like school rules. No need to understand, you just follow. You follow, you're fine. You're gonna be fine. Okay. Okay, so then we have done 8, right? 3 inequalities. Okay, this one. Well, since today shall be the last day, we do chapter 6. Okay. These 2 default linear inequalities is when next time you feel like something is missing. You have done everything correctly, still cannot see where to shape. Maybe these 2 are missing. A lot of the questions that we have done so far, they have been quite kind. They remind us of x larger equals 0, y larger equals 0. And not all questions will have this. Only when certain questions like this one is students, so you will not have negative amount of students. Hence, x larger equals 0, y larger equals 0. Okay. Next time when the questions they don't tell you, and you feel something is missing, then probably these 2. Okay. So we actually I have actually done A. So maybe I write over here x larger equals to 15, x plus y smaller equals to 40. 2y larger or equals to x. So these are the 3. Oh, by the way, this one, so the 2 rules I mentioned, make sure y is positive, read from y. Oh, then this one no y more. Okay, this is where your common sense comes up. You read from the x, and x larger or equals to 15. Okay. Before we shape later upwards or downwards, we need to know where they are. So turn it back into equation. Okay. Oh my god, still got time. This one has no workings. Okay, it should be within your basics, your knowledge. But if you still forget, later I'll try to remind you again. I think we start with this one. Okay, because I want to learn from my mistake last time. I drew one of my answers for the very first answer I drew for you all happened to be too small. I'm not very happy about it. So so learning from a mistake, actually find all answers so I got better. Also, I got to check whether the scale given is actually uh, okay or not. Okay, I'm not sure if it's this question or the other one. Okay, so to find the two answers, okay, I got not enough space, that's why I'm doing it over here. Okay, you obviously do not want to do it, do not want to write it on your graph paper. You find somewhere to do it. Okay, the pros, they don't even have to write all these steps down. They just press calculator, find those answers, plot, 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 then they are done. Okay, but I still have to show show it to those who are not too sure yet lah. Okay, X1, and listen to the instructions well. I decide these values for myself. If I decide 0 for the X, I'll go find the answer for Y. Usually I like using zeros. Okay, you may use any other numbers, but still, please pakai your common sense. Don't use any weird numbers. Okay. But X plus Y equals to 40 ma. I like using 0 because it actually, I mean, you can easily calculate your answer, right? So this is my first answer, 0, 40. Later, I just plot that. Okay, erase. So why not I just do it like this, and you try to imagine like what the pros do, like what I say, they don't write, and then maybe they don't even need to press calculator. They just, okay, they just understand, oh, I put 0 for the Y, the 0, the Y becomes 0. The X plus 0 equals 40, so X is 40. Finish. Okay. The next one. I'm actually trying to do a bit faster, like rush a little bit, because I did ask you before. You're okay or not for the questions we did last week. And nobody say no, not okay. Then that must mean okay. So all this basically just trying to remind you lah. Okay, now I try using my zeros again. Okay, and then just to, I mean, you know lah, if later any answers that are weird, you just don't panic, go find another answer. Okay, there are so many answers to be found. So if I still try to do it and show you 2y equals to x, 0 for the x, okay, letak. And then the 2 move over, divide. So you tekan calculator. Okay, now the weird part. Okay, you have seen this before. I'm just trying to show you again. Okay, if later this one, y is 0 left, then the answer must be 0 as well, because we can see from here, right? Okay, now then only you try to choose some other numbers. Okay, now what do I mean by do not choose weird numbers? Okay, or simply how to choose a suitable number? I mean, you can look at the other inequalities or all these equations. Okay, you see 15, you see 40. So it should make more sense you choose multiples of 5 or multiples of 10, right? Like 10 50 okay takkan you want to just 3? If you choose 3, then you do the math, you get some weird answer how to plot, or right, sometimes you get 1.6667. Wow, you know automatically must be weird lah, right? So then change. Sometimes the equations are not so easy, and then you may be unlucky, you keep getting weird answers, but just know that you don't have to panic. Just go choose, if you can agak better, then you don't have to try so many times. But yeah, sometimes now you're unlucky, you get you need to think a bit more. You need to try a few more times. Okay, I think we have seen it during the first or second week of this chapter. Okay, so what am I gonna choose? I'm just gonna choose 40 lah. Okay, remember, I decide randomly. You can choose 50. you can choose 80. Sure, no problem. You just know you gotta decide for yourself. Okay, so I can find these answers, right? Okay, let's check the scale. I think the elites they check already. Okay, they say 2 cm to 5. So 2 cm to 5, originally this is what they mean. Can you see it's not enough? Because from all the answers we have, the furthest we need to go is 40 for the x. So I try 25, 30, 35. Not enough. Okay. So the scale given is wrong. Change, okay. See, the y is just nice only. All right. So then 0, 40, plot 40, 0, plot. Okay, then only your line can come up. Remember to label. Okay, the actual new thing for the chapter is this one. Okay, we have found the line. Okay, as for the inequality, once again, the two rules, y is positive, read from this side, the side of y. So x plus y, smaller or equals to 40, smaller shaped downwards. Okay, a lot of students, they don't do this anymore, from what I can see from the physical classes, okay, because they think ugly, but I still have to show in case some of you still cannot tell which direction to shape, okay. So downwards, this is just to tell yourself, for this line the answer later gonna be downwards, okay. Next, then now this one, I think I can explain this one straight away already. X equals to 15 is very straightforward. If you don't know, it's something you need to memorize already. The rest of the students, they memorize since form 3. X equals to 15 is super straightforward. Cuts the x-axis at the value of 15, just like this. Okay, nothing complicated. These are the more complicated lines. Okay. All right. So I said use common sense because no y here. Now then x larger or equals to 15. Now this line is perfectly vertical, so you only have left, right. So larger or equals to be larger. Where to become larger? To the right. Okay. Now the last one. 0, 0, 40, 20. 40, 20 over here. Oh, sorry, over here. Oh, I actually got checked. Okay, just that I mean, I don't have to tell you actually. We are already at this stage. But I did check, okay. All of them are solid lines? Yes, because they do have equal sign. If without equal sign, then you put dotted line. Okay. From the question we discussed last week, especially this one, hopefully you finally can understand, oh, what's the difference between dotted line and solid line. Again, I believe I did mention if you all you all want me to explain or repeat any questions of this kind, you can let me know, because I know some student not all students can understand the first time. But if you need to, you let me know, okay. But if you don't need to, then hopefully you understand very well dotted line and solid line. What's the difference between these two types of lines? Okay. Now back to this one. They actually got answer there. What the? I believe it's this. Okay, guys, see. The scale given is wrong. Okay, the scale they gave us is wrong. Look at that. They actually use 2 cm to 10 10 what I forgot already. 2cm to 10. They said 2cm to 5. That one was wrong. Okay, so if this happens again in the exam, they will come into the class and change. Ask your right on the board, change. Okay, get back to this one. Once again, how to read properly. Make sure the y is positive. So 2y larger or equals to x. Okay, larger shape upwards. Right? So this time, as you can see from the answer just now, but yeah, the final answer is super obvious. But just a reminder again, I probably sound like a broken record since I don't know when. If the final answer is not obvious enough, okay, you feel like something is missing, who do you need to remember? Which two inequalities do you need to remember? The x larger equals 0, y larger equals 0. Okay, but this time the final answer should be over here. Okay, I'll still do it like this, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's just so if any of you think you are thinking, teacher, why don't you shade number 1? If you have questions like this, you can ask it this way. Teacher, why not the 3? Why not the 4? Don't shade more or less. Anybody? Especially the new student. No, you guys can understand why to shade over here. This is the only place that satisfies all the direction. Okay, then also they make you do this, but looking at the answer just now, they forgot, but you gotta do it. Again, I'm not sure whether which reference book is this lah, okay, but you have seen it before. Some reference books, their their quality is not so good. Okay, so anytime you all face any weird questions from anywhere, you can come and double confirm with me. Okay, so supposedly they ask you to shade and then shade the region R, and you're supposed to do it this way, right? Okay, this should be the most troublesome part. You can settle this, you can answer the rest. So any questions now? Okay, now look at the marks given to you in the exam. SPM confirm you have this chapter. But they can give you a short version, which is just ask you to shade without all this English sentences. Those would be 3 marks per question. But confirm got this chapter. Okay, no, all good. Right, C. There are 30 students who want to join the science class. Okay, does the number of students satisfy the system of linear inequalities? Justify your answer. Okay, so basically you just have to answer yes or no for the first part. Like get the very easy 1 mark. I'm sure you can tell, but let's see who's science again. Why, man? Sometimes I forget as well. This is science, okay? This is math. Right now they say if science, you have 30 students, so go find the 30. Go check. You do have to use your ruler and show. You check your answer from the graph, but it's obvious enough. Okay, so what do you answer? No, because after we satisfy everything, we know final answer can only be this region. We have a lot of answers here, right? But if your y is 30, we go try to find answer. No, cannot satisfy. Okay, so first for C, answer no. You get a 1 mark, right? Then if you can answer that no here, I'm sure you can see and tell the reason. So the justify part, don't be afraid. Just try to write. I'm sure you know. Why no? You can see from a graph cannot satisfy answer. So just write because uh, 30 science students. Now, this is just for a reference, okay? Uh, 30 science students will not satisfy all the linear inequalities. All the larger, smaller, they are called linear inequalities, but they are basically criteria or rules to obey. Yeah. Okay. Any questions? 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. You should try this on your own now. Answers are given there, so I don't have to be too worried. The pros, huh? Song Ling, have you found anything that is scary? That is hard? No. Okay, then today you're chill lah. You're chill to just finish this lah. Okay. You guys can also ask me your school's work maybe. Teacher gave you some homework that is too hard. Got not. That means last day, this one I don't have to neck anymore. We try to finish this. How many marks? 9 again. Answers are at the back, but I'm not sure whether anything is wrong again. Like scale wrong, upper. You best finish on your own first. Which from what I can see, the skill got no problem. Blah, blah, blah. If there's something, I mean, I trust your skills now, okay? Did you really check like from the first page all the way to the last? Of course. The rest can check as well. Song Ling is like I think 80 plus, right? She's on this level. And maybe some of you already 90 plus or similar level, you all go check. Single participants. Yeah, so this question is almost like the one just now. At least you don't waste your time to finish the rest. Okay lah, then you will do on your own, or maybe I just freeze the screen and I check lah. I go see any questions here that are tricky or confusing. Okay, I think this is what I will do with you for the remaining time. You'll double check for one last time since the answer is given over here. Or anything to ask me or not? When the inequalities are out, you follow like just now, find answers and you plot. So eventually you get the final answers, right? Okay, so the one last thing that uh, I have to worry for you is whether you can really write the inequalities out based on whatever sentences they give you or not. Okay, so I think I'll not finish everything, but instead we go to the front. Okay, from here onwards, page number 9, because page number 8, I've done that with you. Page number 9 onwards, at least I'll write you all the inequalities and then the graph part you have practiced so much already. You should be able to do since you have no questions to ask me. Okay, so I'll write the inequalities for you, and then you use those inequalities to practice. Okay, remember you all can actually request graph papers from TTC, like whichever TTC you go, just tell them you online class ma, so uh, you need graph paper. I'm sure they'll give you no problem. Okay. Alright, I'll start with this one, and since you are so good, no questions to ask, I will just write the inequalities right away. I give you 10 seconds to finish reading and then see whether you are thinking of the same thing with me or not. Okay, actually number 3, what they want you to do. Okay, I think A is just like this. Okay, B is just like this. They just forgot to like include the last part of the question where they ask you to uh, draw and shape the region that satisfies all the linear inequalities. They just missed out this part. Okay, but I just want you to practice writing linear inequalities anyway. So the B. Okay, 6n plus 5n at most. Okay. Wow, this is again probably very annoying already. Only two linear inequalities, only two line. How to shape a shape? How to shape like a triangle needs three sides at least. And so they did remind you of the two defaults again. Trips, you cannot have negative amount of trips. So there are two defaults over here. Um, so makes it four inequalities now. Okay, you may shade a quadrilateral or you may shade triangle kan, right? So yeah, at least I give you all this. You practice the graph part from anytime you see some weird answers, some weird graphs, you don't know where to shade, don't know how to find final answer. What you can do is ask me in the class now. Okay, number 4. Okay, this question I think some of the students may fall for the trap they put here. So look at this sentence. Then can you understand why instead of 40, I wrote 80? Because 2 buses are provided. Okay, then each bus maximum is 40 ma. So 2 buses maximum is 80. Okay, total students, total teachers. So yeah, there's one small trap over here. Students must exceed the teachers at most 10. Okay. Again, the thing about exceeding is if I'm 80 kg, you are 50 kg, how many kg did I exceed yours? Minus, right? So when they say students gotta exceed the teacher, so students the more lah, right? So use the bigger value minus the smaller value. Then you like 80 kg minus 50 kg, I exceeded your weight by 30 kg. Agree? At most 10. So cannot go beyond 10. At most cannot be more. So gotta be less. Less than or equals. Okay. Then here another trap. Wow, so turns out this question got 2 traps already. Okay. Your y cannot have negative. I told you how to settle before. Just multiply the whole thing with negative so that negative becomes positive. So negative x plus y. When you multiply your linear inequalities with negative, okay, meaning from positive, supposedly, or either way, okay, positive to negative, negative to positive, the direction has changed. So the arrow will also change. That's how you do it when you see negative 1. Okay, these 2 are the defaults. So nothing much to talk about because X number of students cannot have negative, Y is teachers cannot have negative. Okay, 2 linear inequalities are out. You should be able to finish the rest. Okay, but again, they forgot to include the last part where they make you draw and shape the area that satisfies all linear inequalities. Okay, if I have gone too fast, please stop me. Because if everybody is cooperating, being completely honest, okay, we will start new chapter next week. Okay. Plus y. Hey, sorry, cannot. Oh, finally, they give us something without equal sign. They say less than. Then super straightforward. Less than 200. Can it be 200? Cannot. 199 can. 200 is not less than 200, so cannot. Okay. So those that are less than, more than, they are so straightforward. You know they shouldn't have equal sign, right? Which is why it's less or equals less or equals than papaya. Okay, finished. You can do the rest, including CO. Six. How many more? Let me see how many more. Seems like just 2 more. Haha. Then is at most twice the buses. Finished. Ratio. Okay, some of you are pretty good at ratios. Some of you are not. So what I do next is for those who are not happy when you see ratios. Okay, so ratio of vans to buses. When is y? Okay, the 2 basically is the 2 dots you see for ratio. And then they say is, oh sorry, is at least, my bad, at least. So cannot be less than, okay, more than whatever you see here. Okay. So same, those are still having issues with ratios. You need to learn this. If you cannot do ratios right away, like some of the students, okay, then you gotta, when I change it into fraction, you should have no more excuse. Okay, the question is how? Very straightforward also. The first one, put on top. The second one, you put at the bottom. So here you do the same. Now, this one should be more obvious what you can do. This line means divide, correct? So now you start throwing things around. You know who times 2 or who to divide by 2, who times 3, and so on. Okay? Excuse me. Yeah. The third one. Okay, I will put 1, 2, 3. Then is less than 4. So y is less than 4. This one got no equal sign. Okay, less than 4. Finished. If I've gone too fast, let me know. Wow, this one got 4 linear inequalities, what they say. Okay. 2 out of the 4 inequalities are right here. Male is x, okay? Then for the male, they say is at most 6, and then the other one, female, is at most 8. So there you have 2 inequalities already. Male at most 6. And then the y is, at most 8 as well, at most both. Okay, the last one. The number of male workers. Okay, the thing about exceed again. Because if you are one of those better students, okay, it's very flexible, like teacher will exceed always like this minus this, man. So when you throw things around, they actually would just work the same. So again, at least okay, those who are stuck at this kind of sentences, okay, then the most straightforward thinking is male exceed female. How do you know male exceeded female? Because they minus law. They use the male amount minus the female amount, the smaller amount. The number that comes up tells you, oh, exceeded by how much. Okay. So male was X. Female Y. Then they say at most 3. So it goes this way. Okay. But got trapped, right? The Y is negative, right? Then you got settle. If you're not careful enough, you are given this kind of linear inequalities, and then you did not do this one. You did not settle it. Then you also don't know where to shade your final answer. Okay, so 4 inequalities are out. Make sure the y is positive when you read negative x plus y larger or equals to negative 3. So for this line, you shade upwards. Then you will do everything right. Okay? No more, right? Settle all. Okay lah. Next week, we will do chapter 7. You want to make your life easier? Start doing revision on speed. Okay? I'll just tell you here for their formulas. Speed equals to distance over time. Average speed equals to total distance divided by total time. Acceleration is final speed minus initial speed divided by total time. The taken part, you can skip it. Okay. Anything else? That's all. Okay. But for the chapter 7, if you cannot do all this formulas too well yet, the good news is there's something you can just memorize. You memorize and then you can still do. Okay, but best if you can do your revision first. physics students, I don't have to worry for you, right? I actually expect physics students to give some tips, okay? All right, today we stop here. If you have questions, you stay and ask. If no, you can go already. Bye. You're welcome. So, bye-bye.